Hello everyone, this I believe is the third Hoover Enigma upright I've shown you on my channel, and probably the last. I've shown you the relatively decent quadruple A rated Enigma and then the quite appalling Enigma Evo with I think it claimed to have a 350 watt motor, but when I opened it up it said 250 watts on it. Well, we're going from a 250 watt motor to a 2300 watt motor. It's ridiculous. My heat pump tumble dryer uses 900 watts. So a vacuum cleaner with 2300 watts is absolutely ridiculous. No wonder the EU banned them. But anyway, I saw this on eBay. It's supposed to be new and unused. Let's hope it is. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a look at one of these ridiculously high wattage vacuum cleaners, because they're pretty rare nowadays, certainly brand new in the box. Here's everything out of the box, so I need to assemble this Hoover Enigma now, starting by attaching the handle. The handle is fixed to the main body of the cleaner via two screws. There's an exposed screw here and another screw that's just hidden underneath this sticky label. Let's hope when I remove the sticky label we don't remove the paint finish. In fact, that's going to be very stubborn, so I'll remove that off camera. With the label removed, I can now attach the handle. So I'm just going to remove the screw that was being held in place by the label. The other screw is already in the handle, so just have to slide it on. There we go. And I'll just pop the other screw back in at the bottom. And then tighten up the top and bottom screws. Don't over tighten, especially with this sort of plastic, because you might find it starts to crack. There we go. The handle has two Phillips Posi-Drive type screws fitted, so we just need to remove those first. And the handle fits here on the back of the machine, but to do it up we need to rotate the cleaner, remove the bag door and dust bag, and then insert the screws just here. Keep your other hand on the back of the handle as you tighten the screws, just to make sure it stays in place. And again, don't over tighten. There we go, so that's the handle inserted. And then now we need to attach the flexible hose, and this is, I would say, definitely a stair cleaning hose. It's very flexible. And the hose fits in to the hole here, so it's a push and twist clockwise to lock it into position. And this little doobry here, this supports the hose when you're using the machine for anything that's not stair cleaning, because when you're using it for stair cleaning you want the hose to be loose like this, but when you're using the hose for other jobs such as your upholstery, you need it clipped to the little hook on the bottom of that exhaust filter, and then it makes the machine a lot more stable. But this hook also helps to store the hose away, because there's another clip here, so you hook that over the clip, and then it's a while since I've had one of these to use. That's it, the hose goes there, and then the silver part of the hose goes in the hole on the cleaner head. Push that in. It's a bit slack. I'll try and loosen that up a bit so it's not quite so yeah. It's a very long hose. Might have to move this clip along a bit. Doesn't fit quite so neatly. The small tools fit on the back of the cleaner here, so you've got the stair cleaning tool there, and then the dusting brush on top. They do fit in fairly securely, so they shouldn't get lost. Then we need to take our scabbard crevice tool and extension wand and nest them back together, and that fits in just here, just slots in and is held in place. And finally we have the onboard turbo tool, and if I turn the machine around again, this is where that lives, just at the side there. Hang on, yep, that's it. It goes a certain way. It's actually shaped, so I might go that way. That's it. So there we have it. And finally we have the mains cable, which stores, this is the lower cable hook as well as the carry handle, and then we've got the upper hook here, ooh, which rotates, and then we can wrap the mains cable around the upper and lower hooks like so. There's no clip on this model to secure the plug end, so we just have to sort of tuck it in where we can so it doesn't unravel when storing or carrying this Hoover Enigma. Right, well, that's assembly done. While we've got the bag door off, I'll put the bag back in, I'll show you the pre-motor filter, and then we'll have a bit of a tour of this vacuum. This is the pre-motor filter that you can wash or replace. It's a dual layer, got a blue side and a black side, so that needs to be in place at all times. And then this one comes with an H20 twin-skinned paper bag. You can get fabric bags for these now. So we'll insert the bag. There's a little tab here at the bottom of the bag, and that goes into a slot here on the bag holder. So you push that into the slot, and then you push the bag forward, and it should stay in place as it does, yes. And then we take our bag door, insert it at the bottom first, and then close it like that. Here's the underside of the cleaner using the later style brush roll, so it's not an activator brush roll as featured on earlier Pure Powers, or even the brush roll that had the spinning side brushes. This is the version I think you can still buy today, so if you ever replaced your brush roll in a Hoover Pure Power and you wanted a new stock item, then it would be this type of agitator with quite long but pretty soft brushes. And despite what the instructions say, you do not remove two screws at the back of the hood, at the top of the back of the hood, because they've changed the design. There are two holes here to remove, two screws in these holes, and then I think there's another two. So I think on this version it's only 4 screws you have to remove the hood to change the belt. On certain versions of Pure Power or Enigma, there was further screws at the front, which I don't think this machine has. We've got the carrier wheel assembly that moves up and down according to the height setting. 2 wheels at the back. Yep, pretty bog standard. Here's the rating sticker. So this is Hoover model PU2300001. Serial number is 391003666 14110374. Not sure if that's part of the serial number. 220 to 240 volts, 50 hertz, 2300 watts, made of course in PRC. Here's the 4-position height control. So on its lowest setting, that gives you intensive clean, and there's a paw print there to signify that's the best setting for pet hair, but it might not be suitable for longer or plush pile carpet. Then we've got short carpet and hard floor, medium carpet, and then luxury carpet, and when you're using the cleaning tools. Okay, it's time to fire up this 2300 watt vacuum cleaner. So I'll turn down the top hook to remove the mains cable. I'm hoping this has a soft start feature, because I think all the lights are going to dim if this suddenly goes to 2300 watts without any warning. As long as it works. I mean, it's definitely unused. Right, here goes. The on-off switch is located here. Quite noisy, and of course being a pre-EU regulations model, the noise level can be anything. It has to be now 80 decibels or under, but clearly this 2300 watt cleaner was made before the EU limits. The EU limit now for a vacuum cleaner is 900 watts, so we've more than doubled the allowed wattage for a domestic cleaner. But yes, it did have soft start, and quite a nice soft start. Let's hear that once more, shall we, folks? Oh, little bit, oh dear, little bit of a jittery soft start then. We'll do one more for luck. This could blow up. Oh, I don't like that. 2300 watts. Let's have a feel of the suction. I'll measure the suction actually on my gauge in a minute. Oh, I don't like turning this on. I'm glad to say that this vacuum has a new vacuum smell and not a smell of cigarettes and tobacco, which is what the whole box smelt like. Just going to put my doobry on and then the suction gauge. So regular viewers will know, as a standard, a pneumatic Henry, a mains powered pneumatic Henry, would measure 80 on the gauge, and that uses a 620 watt motor, I believe it is now. So you'd think a 2300 watt motor would be, well, more than 3 times as powerful as a pneumatic Henry, but I doubt it. Oh, one thing to point out before I block off the end, there is a suction relief valve, and we can actually see it on this machine, just here. So when the cleaner notices a restriction to the airflow, that valve should open, and it might reduce the suction at the hose end. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to keep this blocked for long either, because it's a bit dodgy, this vacuum cleaner. Right, here goes. I'd say that reached around 96 on the gauge. So yes, more suction than a pneumatic Henry, but not a great deal more considering the amount of electricity this vacuum cleaner uses. Well, I've done the suction test. It's time to push this machine on my carpet, and I'm going to start off on the luxury setting, and if that's too high, I'll move down to the medium setting. Blimey O'Reilly, this is one Hoover vacuum you should not use in the summer months because this could certainly double as a fan heater. In fact, I'm surprised Hoover didn't put that in the brochure. Vacuums your floor and heats the room at the same time, because that is exactly what this 2,300 watt vacuum cleaner does. And my ears are ringing. I should have given you a headphone warning. Too late now. I'm sure your hearing will come back eventually. Don't blame me, blame Hoover. Who better? It does like my carpet, I have to say. On the medium setting, it likes the carpet, it grooms it well, quite easy to push. It's just so loud. And when I took the extension wand out for a bit of above floor cleaning, it was hot. All the heat comes out of the... Oh, that's hot. Well, it's warm. Wow. This is a portable hand warmer now. I can take that. So if I want to slip that in my coat, go for a nice winter walk with the dogs, I know what I can use now. I can use this filter. Oh, it's toasty warm. I always forget that I have this decibel meter that was kindly given to me by one of my American viewers, David. So here it is again, David. Long time no see. But I put a battery in, and because this is so very, very loud, I thought I'd do the old decibel test. Because if you didn't know, cleaners sold in the EU now, domestic cleaners, have to be 80 decibels or lower. So it's cleaners like this Hoover Enigma / Pure Power that possibly forced the EU into changing the regulations, because 2,300 watts is ridiculous, isn't it, for a vacuum cleaner? And this is loud. This is a loud machine. This has hurt my ears just in a short time I've been using it. So we'll give it a go. Obviously this is going to sound louder in my kitchen, but with a lot of soft furnishings and the carpet, it will somewhat numb the pain of the noise of this vacuum. So we'll try and do it at sort of, I don't know, I'm gonna hold it up a bit higher out of camera shot. Well, I'll adjust the camera so we can see it, and we'll just point the old microphone down at the machine, and we'll see what this Hoover Enigma measures on the decibel gauge. That peaked at just over 85 on the gauge, which is less than I was expecting. It sounds like it's going to go over 90 decibels. It really is an unpleasant sounding vacuum, as I'm sure you'll have gathered, especially if you're wearing headphones. So in a way, it is good we have these regulations now to reduce the wattage and the noise level of vacuum cleaners. But I still think the EU went a little bit too far, reducing the wattage to only 900 watts, because some of the cleaners I've tested do lack the oomph of a higher wattage vacuum. But as I said, 2,300 watts is far too high for a vacuum cleaner, unless it's a vacuum cleaner come fan heater. I've just Googled the definition of Enigma, and I think Hoover chose wisely when they named this vacuum cleaner. Enigma comes from a Greek word that means to speak in riddles. It applies to things as well as to people that puzzles one's mind. Egypt's ancient pyramids and quantum mechanics, for example, might be described as enigmas, as well as physicist Stephen Hawking. In these uses, the word's meaning is a figurative extension of the original riddle sense. Well, I don't think we really can compare this vacuum cleaner with the magnificent pyramids, can we? It's an enigma why Hoover ever produced this machine. I mean, it ran for years and years, starting off in the late 90s as the Pure Power, and struggled on right to the bitter end with the Enigma Evo. You can check that video out on my channel if you want to. So yes, it's a mystery, an enigma. a vacuum cleaner. It looks smart, I must say, as long as you don't scratch it up too badly and don't use it, it will continue to look smart. This matte black finish is very nice, combined with the silver and gloss black. If this cleaner was better built, was more efficient, was much quieter, it might be quite nice. But oh, it's appalling really. But I'm glad I've got one. One day, folks, and I'm not promising, but I do hope to do some more comparison videos with cleaners in my collection, including the 3 Enigma models that I own. So we can start with the Enigma Evo, the 350 watt machine, and then the mid-range quadruple A Enigma. Not sure what the wattage is of that, I'll have to check. And then, of course, up to this 2300 watt fan heater. So it'll be an interesting video to make. Hopefully at some point you might be interested in it anyway, but in the meantime you can check out the other videos of the Enigma machines on my channel. If you have any comments or questions about the Hoover Enigma, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.